Another video. Today, we're watching A Girl That Cries Diamonds Part 2. If you didn't see Part 1, go and check it out on my channel right now. Let's go.
Hello, I'm Agnes.
Hi,
My
Agnes.
life story
I
is
already
very
knew you.
interesting because I have something very few other people have.
What is it?
When I cry, I don't have tears coming out of my eyes. I
You
know
have
this sounds
diamonds.
unbelievable, but when I cry, tiny diamonds fall out of my eyes. Yes, I said diamonds. This is the second part of my story. I'll give you a quick summary.
Yeah.
But if you haven't seen the first part, you can click this link to watch
You
it.
can't click the
When
link,
I was
guys.
little, I
Sorry.
thought that everyone cried just like me. But my mom made sure that nobody ever saw me cry. Not even my dad.
Wait, guys, I have a question. If everybody cried like her, everybody would have been rich. And the money would have been... That would be 1 diamond, please. Oh, I could just cry one right now. Here's 1 diamond.
She was afraid that if bad guys found out that I was crying diamonds, they would kidnap me and hold me hostage for the rest of my life. She was right to think that way. One day, my mom made me promise that I'd keep my condition a secret until I died. 4 years later, she was involved in a car accident and passed away.
No.
My dad got married again soon after. My stepmother has a daughter, and I didn't like either of them
Yes,
from the moment I
doesn't.
saw them. Obviously, I didn't want them to find out about my secret, but unfortunately, I wasn't careful, and they learned the truth. At first, they didn't believe me. They even laughed at me. But when I started crying in front of them, they saw that it was true. It was a huge surprise for everyone to find out that I had this incredible condition. It was my dad who spoke first. Agnes, this is unbelievable and very dangerous
Yes,
too.
it is.
If people knew about this, really bad things could happen to you.
Very
I
bad
understand
things
now
would
why your mother
happen.
kept this, even from me. Then he turned to my stepmother and her daughter. From now on, Agnes' secret is our secret too. To protect her, we can't tell anyone about it. I want you to promise that you won't.
Yeah,
They
you
both
better
nodded
promise.
and said, "We promise." Then my stepmother grabbed the bag of diamonds from my dad, which of course wasn't surprising. But there's no harm in selling these. Don't worry, I won't tell anyone where they came from. Agnes, from now on, you'll give me the diamonds that come out of your eyes, and I'll sell them for our family.
No, that means you
The
and your
next day,
daughter.
my stepmother and her daughter came home with a ton of
Who
shopping
did you
bags.
bought those for? Just for your daughter and
Looking at the
yourself?
bags, I could tell that they went to all the most expensive stores. Apparently, when my stepmother said our family, she meant only herself and her own daughter. My stepmother's daughter, Nancy, came to my room that evening. She was very excited, saying, "My mom says it would be so wonderful to move into a big, beautiful house, and we can do it thanks to you. It wouldn't hurt you to cry a little. What do you say?" It was useless to argue. I said, "Okay,
Yeah,
I'll collect and give you the diamonds if I cry, just to get rid of her." She left my room ecstatic. Next morning,
Why?
when I came
You
to get
just want
breakfast, I saw
money.
my stepmother and her daughter waiting for me impatiently.
Yeah,
My
because they
stepmother
want
asked,
money.
"Did you cry? Where are the diamonds?" I was so angry. Before I could say anything, Dad said, "Honey, you shouldn't say things like that. Agnes should never feel like she's under pressure," which shut my stepmother up. This subject didn't come up again for a while. I was surprised that they gave up so quickly. Later, I found out it was because they still had money.
Yeah.
They were going shopping almost every day. But after a while, they stopped. That's when I figured the money had run out. One day, I was hanging out in my room after school. Nancy came in and said, "Mom is calling you. She made popcorn. She says, 'Let's watch a movie together.'" I was
Why, that's
surprised because this was
suspicious.
very unusual. I thought to myself, where did this come from? When I came to the living room, my stepmother was looking at me with a fake smile on her face. "Agnes, this movie has very good reviews. Let's watch it together," she said. So we started watching this Will Smith movie. First, the main character lost his job. Then his wife left him. He was left with his 6-year-old son. As if that weren't enough, the landlord kicked them out. They had to start living on the streets.
That's pretty
When I saw my
sad.
stepmother and Nancy crying their hearts out, I knew what they were trying to do. They wanted to make me cry during the sentimental movie and then collect the diamonds. But there was one thing they didn't know. I never get emotional during movies. I don't get scared when I watch horror movies, and I don't cry during tearjerkers. My stepmother and her daughter cried throughout the whole movie. At the same time, they kept checking to see if I was crying too. When the movie was over, they were really upset because they didn't get those diamonds they were dreaming about. Over the next few days, my stepmother did everything she could to make me cry. Thankfully, because she was scared of my dad, they were all harmless tricks. but one of them made me really mad.
Which one is it?
When I came home after school, I went straight to my room, like I always do. When I entered my room, I was so shocked by what I saw. The curtains were closed.
That's creepy.
There were lit candles standing
That's more
around.
creepy.
The weirdest
That's
part was that there were
insanely
a bunch
creepy.
of photos of my mom
That
taped
is
to the wall.
horrifying.
In some of them, my mom was by herself, and in others, it was both of us.
Now I feel
This,
scared.
of course, was my stepmother's latest trick. I ran over to her. "Can you explain to me what is happening in my room?" I screamed. She faked surprise, saying, "I found out that your mom's birthday is coming up. I wanted to surprise you. Didn't you like it?" I said, "I didn't because I know why you did it. I won't cry just because you want me to." After which she dropped all pretense. "Look, Agnes, you're the goose that lays the golden egg. That's why I won't hurt you. But if you want to live in this house, you'll have to come up with the goods, or I won't be responsible for what's going to happen to you." She was clearly threatening me. I got back to my room fuming.
Yes.
I had to do something right away. When my dad came home, I went to speak with him. Before I could open my mouth, he said, "Your mom called me and told me about what happened between you. She made a surprise for you with the best of intentions. Your reaction is wrong. You've become too paranoid."
No, she's
I said,
not paranoid.
"Dad, first of all, that woman is not my mother. And how can you even think that her intentions are good? All she is trying to do is to make me cry and get the diamonds." My dad got really upset. "Even if you don't accept it, she's your mother now. If you think she wants the diamonds, then give them to her. Why are you being so stubborn?" he screamed. When he said that to me, I knew my stepmother got to him. From then on, it was dangerous for me to stay at home because of the things my mom was worried about could happen to me. Except my mom was afraid of the mafia, but it looked like it would be my own stepmother who
Yes,
would
it
hurt
would
me.
be your own stepmother.
I thought for a long time. I couldn't go to the police or the social services because then my secret would be out. That could cause a whole lot of other problems. I had enough diamonds hidden in the basement to allow me to support myself for years. But I couldn't leave home because I wasn't an adult yet. I didn't have any relatives that I could safely stay with. Even though I was so angry with my stepmother, I had no choice but to give her what she wanted. At night, when everyone else was sleeping, I went down to the basement and got a small bag of diamonds. In the morning, I took out a few and went to the kitchen. My stepmother and her daughter were having breakfast. I showed them the diamonds in my hand. "Finally!" my stepmother screamed. She took the diamonds. But she was clearly not satisfied, saying, "These are way too few. We need a lot more than
Why
just
are you
these."
so greedy?
Of course, I wasn't going to give her what she wanted. I was going to turn 18 in only 7 months. After that,
good.
I was determined to take my diamonds and leave home. Until that day came, I was going to stall my stepmother by giving her a few diamonds from time to time. Since the diamonds in the basement were my future, I had to hide them somewhere outside the house, somewhere
Yes.
safer. So do you know where I hid them? At my mom's grave. I bought a nice flower planter. I
Also,
put the
you're gonna
bag
put
with the
it in there
diamonds
and
at the
then
bottom.
soil it and
I
then
filled it up with
water
soil and then planted the
flowers.
flowers on top. I went to the cemetery and put the planter in front of my mom's tombstone. I couldn't think of a safer spot than that. Who would steal a flower pot from a grave?
Yeah, who
I was
would?
so relieved because the diamonds were safe with my mom. I left one bag inside the cupboard in the basement. I was taking a couple of diamonds a few times a month and giving them to my stepmother. Even though she wanted more, she couldn't say anything. Because thanks to me, she'd bought a new car. She was wearing only designer clothes, and she got a ton of jewelry. The day before my 18th birthday, my stepmother and her daughter came to my room. I was about to finally become free, but of course, they didn't know that. My stepmother looked agitated.
Don't worry, this side might fall. There.
"Agnes, why aren't we moving into a better house? Why don't we have maids and cooks?" she asked. "Because you don't have enough money to afford
you
all
don't.
that," I replied. She waved her finger at me. "We actually do have money. All you need to do is cry, but you're not doing it on purpose. You're giving us crumbs just like you would to a beggar," she said. "Do you want me to cry just so that I can give you diamonds?" I asked her. And she said, "Yes, Agnes, I want you to cry. If you don't cry on your own, I will make you cry. I'm done waiting. I'm giving you until tomorrow. If you don't cooperate, you're going to be in a lot of trouble." And she left. Nancy was still in the room. "Agnes, you'd better take my mom seriously. She's capable of doing things you can't even imagine," she said and left, slamming the door behind her.
Wait, if the punishment of she not giving her the diamonds to her, would she kick her out the house? Cause she just saved herself, saved Agnes. And if she doesn't, if she has to think clearly about the punishment, or like taking her tablet for 1,000 days. No. Ooh. When she leaves house, I literally want to see their expression. They'll be so mad.
I thought, my dear stepmother gave me until tomorrow, but she has no idea what's going to happen tomorrow.
Yeah, she doesn't.
And burst out laughing. Never in my life have I slept more peacefully than I did that night. You're wondering what happened in the house the next day, right? Unfortunately, I don't know, because I didn't stick around to find out. When I woke up in the morning, I was an 18-year-old adult. I could do whatever I wanted, and I did. I left home without saying a word to anyone. Right now, I'm in a small town on the other side of the country. I'm not using my real name. No one in this town knows who I am. As you might guess, I'm living on the money from the diamonds that I hid at my mom's grave. I don't need a lot of money anyway. But when I do, I can just cry a little. And I found a very easy way to do it. Because I'd never cooked before, I'd never chopped onions either. One day I was making dinner and I chopped onions for the first time. Suddenly, diamonds started pouring out of my eyes. I realized that I could cry very easily thanks to onions. I'm so happy my stepmother couldn't think of this. Thank you for listening.
That's all for this video. Guys, I hope you had a wonderful day. And remember to subscribe and like. I can never miss out none of my videos. Bye.